Hi my dear friends, welcome back to another Python tutorial class. In the previous class we saw the usage of this method index in case of strings. Now, now suppose again the same string we have, there is str1, the variable. Inside this we have the string value. They are studying Python. And what does this index method does? Index method, it basically returns you the index position of the first occurrence of a character from left to right of a string. Now, if a particular character is not there, if a particular character is not present inside the string, then this index method, it returns you value error. For example, here you see str1 dot index. Inside this, you are searching for this particular character small x. Does small x exist anywhere inside this string? It doesn't. So if you run this cell, you will get value error. Now the next method is find method. Find method is very much it's totally similar to your index method only thing is that in case of index method, if you're not able to find out a particular character, then it throws you value error, whereas in case of find method you get -1. It does not cause any disruption in the normal running flow of the coding. Okay, so I've written here just similar to your index method only. In case of find method, from left to right, it gives back the index of the character's first occurrence. Okay, from left to right of the string, it gives back the index of the character's first occurrence. It returns -1 if the character or substring cannot be located. So just like your index method only, find method is also, it basically gives you the index position of the first occurrence of a character occurring from left to right of the string. And if it does not exist, then it returns -1. If the character does not exist, it returns -1. So for example, here you have the string str1 is equals to they are studying Python. Now I'm trying to find print where just print str1, then dot find, because you know to access a method of a string or to access any method you have to use the dot operator. So dot find, and I'm looking for this particular character e. Where is this character e? The first occurrence of character e. Here you see, here you have e, and here also you have e. There are two e's inside this string, but this find method shall return you the index position of the first occurrence of the character e occurring from left to right of the string. So this particular character's index position shall be returned, which is nothing but 2. This is 0, this is 1, and here for this e the index position is 2. So if you run it, you get 2. Okay, and then suppose you again want to find print str1 dot find and e comma 3, e comma 3. So these things we have also discussed in our previous class. Here 3 is the start index. So what it will do, it will start looking for this character e. It will start looking for this character e, but from the third index position. Where is the third index position? This one, that is from here. Here the index position is 0, index position is 1, index position is 2, and here the index position is 3. So it will start looking for the character e. It will start looking for the character e beginning from the third index position. So it will start it will start looking for character e right from the third index position, that is right from character y. It starts looking for the character e, and as soon as it gets e for the first time, that will be the first occurrence of the character e. Okay, as soon as it finds e, its index position shall be returned. So Python starts looking from here. Here is the index position is 3, then goes to the space, index position is 4, goes here, index position is 5, here index position is 6, and here index position is 7. Starting from the index position 3, this is the first occurrence of the character e that has occurred from left to right of the string, and its index position shall be returned, which is nothing but your 7. Then here print str1 dot find e comma, here print str1 dot find e, that is it will look for the character e, comma 3. This is the start index. E is the 3 is the start index, comma 7. 7 is the stop index. We know that stop index is excluded, so Python will actually look for this character e starting from the third index position right up to the sixth index position, because stop index is excluded, that is 7 will be excluded. Python will go just before the stop index, that is just before 7, so it will go up to 6. So from 3 to 6, Python will look from third index position to sixth index position. Python will look for this character E. And if you run it, here you get -1. Why? Because here you see this is 3, then 4, then 5, then 6. From 3 to 6, there is no character E. So it couldn't find character E from these index positions, that is from third to sixth index position. It couldn't find the character E, hence it returns -1. Okay, so what should be the modification that should be done? It is nothing but again print str1 dot find e comma 3 comma 8. So now the stop index is 8 and stop index 8 will be excluded. So Python will go just before the stop index 8, so it will go up to the 7. It will go up to 7. So Python's range here will be from third index position to the seventh index position, and within this range it will look for the first occurrence of the character E and accordingly shall return the index position of E. So here it is third index position, then fourth index position, fifth, sixth, and seventh. At seventh index position, it finds E and returns the index position of character E, which is nothing but your 7. Okay, which is nothing but your 7 here, this one. Because stop index is 8, which is excluded, so Python will go just before stop index 8, so it will go up to 7, starting from 3. So from third to seventh it shall look for E, and as soon as it finds C, that is the first occurrence of E, it shall return the index position of character E. Then print str1 dot find R. Again this is like a substring. This entire statement is a string. Inside this string you have a substring, which is this word R, and what will it do here? It shall look, that is with the help of this find method. First of all, it will look for this substring R, which is a word R. Okay, and the first character here that is occurred is A, and the first character's index position shall be returned in this case. Okay, first of all the substring R will be looked out. Once it is located, then the first character will be identified and its particular index position shall be returned. So what is that index position here? It is 5, and hence 5 is returned here. Okay, you can just run the cell. Then the next method is rfind. Next method is rfind. Okay, it just does the same thing. Only thing is it begins its journey from right to left. Okay, so that's what I've written here. The string is read from right to left. Then from right to left it gives back the index position of the first occurrence of the character, returns -1 in case where the character or substring is not found, and it returns the actual positive index. So basically rfind, it will also look for a particular character or a substring, but uh, it will begin its journey, or it will read the entire thing from right to left. So from right to left it shall give back the index position of the first occurrence of the character. Okay, however, the actual positive index is only returned here. If the character or substring is not found, it returns -1. So let us see here. str1 is equals to this string value. They are studying Python. Now print str1. Print str1 dot, here you have to use rfind and small n. So Python will look for this particular character n, but starting from right to left. So from right to left, whenever the first occurrence of a character occurs that I'm looking for, then that character's corresponding index position shall be returned. And it begins its journey from right to left. Now, when it begins its journey from right to left, at very first only, here it is able to find out this particular character n. Okay, and this particular character n's index position shall be returned. So what will be the index position? 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Then from here 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, and this one is for 23. This particular small n, it lies at index position number 23, and that's what is returned here. Then print str1 dot rfind and small e. It is looking for this particular character small e. From right to left, the first occurrence of character e shall be looked out, and once found, its index position shall be returned. So from right to left. So it starts from here, here, then goes here, 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 then here, here, no is still found, no is still found, no is still found, and here it finds. So from right to left, with the help of the rfind method, the Python has been able to locate the first occurrence of the character e occurring from right to left of the string, and its corresponding index position shall be returned. And what will be its index position? 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So this particular character is index position is 7, and that's what is returned here. Then the next one, print str1 dot rfind e comma 7. So Python begins its journey from right to left. It starts looking, no e, no e, no e. It continues looking for e, and it basically has been able to locate the character e here. Okay, and what is the start index position? 7. So condition is satisfied. Okay, so from the seventh index position, it will look for e, and e has been found at 7th index position only, and that's why it returns 7. Then print str1 dot rfind n comma 15 comma 24. So now Python will look for this character n. Python will look for this character n, and it will begin its journey. That is, it will look for the character n, the first occurrence of the character n occurring from right to left, but within what range? From 15 to 23. Because 24 is the stop index, it will be excluded, so it will go up to 23, from 15 to 23. Now let us look from here, from right to left, the character n. Now here you see character n, already we have seen it lies at index position number 23. Okay, and it definitely lies within this range of 15 to 23, and Python starts looking for this character n from right to left. And from right to left, as soon as the first occurrence of character n occurs within this range, 15 to 23, then and there its corresponding index position shall be returned, which is nothing but your 23. Then print str1 dot rfind, and again I'm looking for character n, and what is the index range here? Start index is 15 and stop index is 23. So stop index 23 will be excluded, so Python will go just before 23, that is, it will go up to 22. So the range for lookout will be from 15 to 22. Okay, now from 15 to 22, so Python, it starts looking from here. Couldn't find, 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 couldn't find. Here it is able to find out the character n, and let us see what will be the index position of this character n. It will be 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, then 9, 10, that is, sorry, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. So all this particular character n, this particular character n has been located, which lies within the range of 15 to 22, and starting from right to left, as soon as the first occurrence of character n occurs within this range of 15 to 22, then and there that particular character n's index position shall be returned, which is nothing but here 15. Okay. So here this n was not looked out for. This n was not looked out for, as the range is from 15 to 22. We can already see what will be index position here, 16. Then here 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. So definitely Python will be looking within this range of 15 to 22. And that's why this particular last n got excluded. Okay. So you can just run this cell. Now we have something known as justification methods, like for example ljust, rjust, center. These are known as justification methods. Simple things, but very handful. Often you have to use these in your projects. Ljust. Ljust is for left just. What does it say? The string is read from left to right. So the string will be read from left to right, and it appends ljust, it appends the designated characters to the string's right side. Now suppose here you have something like this, str1 is equals to coding. So this is your string value stored inside this variable str1. And what is the output required? This coding has to be printed, this word coding has to be printed. Alongside with it, there need to be two asterisks beside it, two asterisks beside coding. Now, what is the length of this particular string value? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Length means total number of characters. So here there are 6 characters, so the length is total 6 characters. And if I take these two asterisks more, then what will be the total length? 6 plus 2, that is 8, isn't it? So one way is print str1 dot, then you have to use this ljust method. And what you have to give? Here you have to give 8, comma, the designated character, because here you see the string is read from left to right and it appends the designated characters to the right hand side. So what will happen is, here first of all, these 6 characters, will be read from left to right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now I have given here 8. So two additional spaces shall be used. 6 plus 2 is 8. So two additional spaces shall be used, and in those two additional spaces, this particular character asterisk shall be appended, and then you will get your coding as your output. So here what happens? Coding. Besides that, you have these two asterisks, and that is printed here. Okay. The next print str1 dot ljust. Another way is like simply print str1 dot ljust, and inside ljust method, what you can do is basically you can use the length of the str1. Alien function is to compute the length of a particular string. So alien of str1. So alien of str1 shall give you what? Alien of str1 shall give you 6, isn't it? Then here plus 2. So 6 plus 2, that is nothing but your 8. So just same thing here. Just what we did here, same thing we are doing here by using the length function. So ln of str1 will give you 6. 6 plus 2 is 8. So comma, character, comma, asterisk. So this is the designated character. So this string will be read from left to right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 characters have been read. Plus 2 more spaces are utilized. And in those 2 spaces, this asterisk shall be printed. So altogether, coding is already coding will be printed, and it will be appended with 2 additional asterisk characters. So here you get coding and then these 2 asterisks. Then here you have print str1 dot ljust, and suppose besides coding I want 3 asterisks. Suppose besides coding I want 3 asterisks. So just use dot ljust, then use the length function, and length you will calculate of what? You will calculate of the string value which is stored in str1 variable. Ln of str1 is what? Length of string 1, which is nothing but your 6. 6 plus 3 is 9. So it has understood that already 6 characters will be read, and additional 3 more spaces will be utilized where the asterisks shall be appended, and then the result will be printed. So coding is already there, coding, and along with it the 3 additional spaces are there where the asterisk gets appended. So here it gets appended, then here gets appended, and here gets appended. So 6 plus 3 is 9. So total the resultant string output that you get, the length of that resultant string output is nothing but your 9. Okay. And in those 3 additional spaces, the asterisk character has been appended, and then the total output string is printed, because coding is now appended. This string value word coding is appended with these 3 asterisks, and ultimately you get this resultant output. So just run this. Now, similarly, you have something known as rjust, same, almost same, only it reads the string from right to left. So the string is read from right to left, and it appends the designated characters to the left hand side of the string. So here, what you have is basically this will be your str1. Str1 is equals to, you can give here as coding. Yeah. Now my output requirement is coding. Along with it, on the left hand side, there needs to be two additional asterisks. Okay. So already this rjust method, it will read the string from right to left. So from right to left, when it reads, it gets 6 characters. Okay, two additional asterisk characters need to be appended with coding, and then the resultant should be printed. So the resultant output that we get here, resultant string output that we get here, its length should be 8, isn't it? So that's why I've written here print str1 dot rjust, then 8 comma asterisk. Asterisk is this string asterisk, which that is the character asterisk, which we need to be appended to this word coding on the left hand side 2 times. So the length is 6, and for additional 2 times, here I have written here 8. 6 plus 2 is 8. So these 6 characters will be first read, then 2 additional spaces are utilized where the character asterisk shall be appended, and then the result will be printed. And the resultant output, here we get asterisk asterisk coding. And what is the length? It is 8. Then print str1.rjust, and instead of writing like this number directly, we can use the length function. So len of str1 plus 2 comma asterisk. So what will happen here inside the rjust function? This is the rjust method, rjust function, you can say. Inside this, I'm applying the length method of this string str1. So len of str1 shall give you the length of the string. The length of the string, as we know, it is 6. So and 6 plus 2 is 8, and this basically means for the additional spaces. How many additional spaces? Two additional spaces. And what will happen to those two additional spaces? In those two additional spaces, the character asterisk shall be appended, not once but twice. Along appended to what? Appended to this word coding. On what side? On the left hand side. Okay, and here we get asterisk asterisk coding. Then similarly print str1 dot rjust and alien length of str1. Inside the rjust method, I'm applying the length function, that is alien, over what? Over this string value, that is str1 plus 3 comma asterisk, plus 3 comma asterisk. So what will happen here? The same thing. The string will be read from right to left, and from right to left, there are total 6 characters. That is the length of str1. Alien of str1 is nothing but 6 plus 3. So 3 additional spaces will be utilized where the character asterisk shall be appended. Not once, not twice, but thrice, because 3 additional spaces. So in all those spaces, character asterisk shall be placed, and overall it shall be appended to the word coding from right to left. So you will have 3 asterisks occurring besides the word coding, and that shall be overall printed. So what is the total length here? Like here the total length we got was 6 plus 2 8. Here the total length will be 6 plus 3 9. So ultimately it is nothing but your 1 2 3 then 4 5 6 7 8 9. Okay, now just run this cell and come down below a little bit. Now here you have a variable str1 is equals to coding, and now my output requirement is asterisk asterisk coding asterisk asterisk. This is what I need to print. So let us try this. Print str1 dot, at first I can use the ljust method. So dot ljust, inside this what I can give. So ljust will do what? Ljust left just, it will read the string from left to right. Okay, that's what we know. Ljust left just, it will read the string from left to right, and then append the designated character or characters to the right hand side of the string. So ljust, it will read this it will read it will read this string from left to right. Now inside ljust we have to give numbers either directly or using the length function. So length, I can use length of what? Length of this particular string, which is nothing but your str1. Inside this str1 you have this word coding plus 2. If I do, what will happen? Len of str1 will be nothing but your 6, total 6 characters, 1 2 3 4 5 6 plus 2 plus 2. So total the length, the out in the output, when you will get your string output in the output console, when you will get your string output, then there the total length of the string output will be 8. Okay, but how does it get utilized here? Ln of str1 will be 6 and plus 2. So first of all, these 6 are read from left to right, 1 2 3 4 5 6 plus 2. So two additional spaces will be utilized. Okay, two additional spaces will be utilized, and what will happen to those two additional spaces? There, in those two additional spaces, character asterisks shall be placed and shall be appended to the word coding onto the right hand side. Okay, so you will get this thing, this particular thing, coding, coding asterisk asterisk. Okay, in those two additional spaces, asterisks shall be placed and appended to this word coding. So you will get up to here. Now let us check it once what we are getting. Yeah, coding asterisk asterisk. But I need the two asterisks onto the left hand side also. I need the two asterisks to be appended. I need two additional asterisks to be appended onto the left hand side of this entire string output. Now my current running now my current running string is this one coding asterisk asterisk. Okay, and I need two additional asterisks to be appended to the left hand side of this coding asterisk asterisk. So for that I can use the rjust method. So rjust will do what? Rjust will now start reading from right to left. So rjust will start reading from right to left. Okay. Now inside our adjust method, you have to give numbers. How can I give the numbers? Either directly or by using the length function. So len of str1 I can give. Length of str1 it will be what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 characters. So length will be 6 plus 2, because now additional two asterisks have been appended here. So right now the total output of the output string is what? It is 8. Okay, plus 2. Plus 2, why? Because here onto the left hand side, two additional spaces. Here onto the left hand side, two additional spaces are required where character asterisks will be placed, not once but twice. That's why. So rjust will first read these 8 characters from right to left. So 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8. Then this plus 2 I have provided here, so it will look for two additional spaces, two additional spaces onto the left hand side, and there what I need to place? I need to place this character asterisk. So what will happen? This plus 2 will ensure that two additional spaces are assigned besides the character C onto the left hand side, and there the character asterisk will be placed not once but twice. Okay, so two asterisks shall be appended onto the left hand side of this particular output. So let us see, run this cell, and here we go. Asterisk asterisk coding asterisk asterisk. Okay. Now same thing I could have done with this method also, known as center method. Center is also a method by which you could have done this thing, but ljust rjust is much more fun. So anyways, let us focus on the center method. It appends the designated characters on both sides. It will append the designated character on both sides. str1 is equals to coding. What is my output requirement? Output requirement is asterisk asterisk onto the left hand side of coding, then asterisk asterisk onto the right hand side of coding. So using center method also we can do it. Print str1 dot center. Then inside the center method you can place the length of the string, that is len of str1, then plus 4 comma asterisk. So what will happen here is this center method, as soon as it sees plus 4, then what it will do? It will append two spaces onto the left hand side and two spaces onto the right hand side. And in these two spaces of left hand side, it will basically place the character asterisk. So two asterisks will be appended here onto the left hand side of coding, and onto the right hand side also it will basically adjust for two additional spaces. There also the character asterisk will be placed. So you will have two asterisks onto the right hand side. So plus 4 comma asterisk means two asterisks onto the left hand side and two asterisks onto the right hand side gets equally divided. The four spaces will get equally divided on both sides. Two on that side, two on the other side. In case of plus 5, what will happen? In case of plus 5, so if you run this cell, here we go, asterisk asterisk coding asterisk asterisk. Now when you run this particular second one, print str1 dot center ln of str1 plus 5 comma asterisk. So ln of str1 we already know, it is nothing but 6. Okay, and plus 5. So plus 5 here will basically mean that Python will have to, append these character asterisks 5 times. But how will that be placed? Now basically it gives more preference to the left hand side. In case of odd number, how will the division happen? Like here you have plus 5. So three asterisks will be placed onto the left hand side, and two asterisks will be placed onto the right hand side. So three spaces will be allotted towards the left hand side, two spaces will be allotted towards the right hand side. And when you run this, you can check three asterisks onto the left hand side and two asterisks onto the right hand side. So more preference is given to the left hand side. Okay, that's how the division will happen. In case of 5, there are two places, three, so three will be on the left hand side, two will be on the right hand side. Similarly here also you have an odd number like 9. So here what I'm trying to do, print str1 dot center ln of str1 plus 9. So ln of str1, that is length of the string, which is nothing but is 6, plus 9 comma asterisk. So that means total asterisk that will be appended here will be 9 times. And how will the division happen? 9. Now that means 9, that 9 cannot be equal. One side has to be heavier and the other side will be slightly lighter. So 5 plus 4 is 9. So here 5 asterisks shall be appended onto the left hand side and 4 asterisks shall be appended towards the right hand side. Okay, if you run this cell, so 5 asterisks have been appended here to the left hand side and 4 asterisks will be appended towards the right hand side. This was the center. Now let us focus on this method split. How does the split method works? It returns a list after splitting the string from the designated character. So split method is a method which will basically give you a list, but after splitting the string from the designated character, then it will return you a list. And moreover, it splits the string from the space character by default. If you have not mentioned any designated character inside the split method, then by default it splits the string from the space character, and again it will return you a list. Okay, so for example, str1 is equals to, here you have the string welcome, that is welcome asterisk to asterisk python asterisk class. Intentionally I've kept these kinds of characters, like asterisk character has been placed here once, asterisk characters has been placed here twice, and asterisk character has been placed here thrice inside this sentence. So what I'm doing here, here you have a variable, suppose a is equals to str1 dot split, and inside the split method I am mentioning this designated character, which is your asterisk, okay, as a string value. So print a comma len a. What will split do here? As I told you here, split method, it basically returns a list after splitting the string from the designated character. So it will split the string from this designated character, which is your asterisk, and then it shall return you a list. So asterisk shall be moved between welcome and to. And now as when you will print a comma ln of a, ultimately here you will get a list. Okay, inside this list you will have these four elements. What four elements? First is this value welcome. Okay, why you got welcome? Because here you see asterisk is between welcome and to. So a split will do what? It will split the string from the asterisk character. So it splits the asterisk from here. And when asterisk is removed from here, then you will have welcome, and then separately you will have 2. So welcome is the first element of this list, and 2 is the second element of this particular list. Okay, then it will split asterisk from here also between 2 and Python. Already you have 2 here separately. Now you will get Python also here separately. Then additionally, here it gets asterisk. Again, it splits the string. Again, it splits the asterisk from this particular string. So this asterisk will be also splitted from here. Already you have Python separately, and now you will have class separately. Okay, and there is no asterisk found here. Asterisks have been all removed, and when removed, then the words have been printed here separately as separate elements of the list. And ln of a will do what? It will compute the length of a is what? A is a list. Inside this list, how many elements you have? 4 elements. This is the first element, welcome. This is the second element, 2. Python is the third element, and class is the fourth element. Okay, now suppose you have another string value, str1 is equals to welcome to Python class. Welcome to Python class. Now by default you can see between welcome and 2 you have space character. Between 2 and Python you have space character. Between Python and class you have the space character. And the second point here mentions that it splits the string from the space character by default. Okay, so I have written here a is equals to str1 dot split. Inside this split method, I have not mentioned any designated character. And when you print a comma ln of a, we know that split method will return you list. So you will get a list. You will get a list, and what will happen here? Inside the split method, I have not mentioned any designated character, so it will split the string from the space character by default. So the space character is by default taken here, which is then splitted from the string, and a list is returned. So space character is removed, and onto the left hand side you have welcome. Onto the left hand side of the space character you have welcome. So this welcome becomes your first element. Then onto the right hand side of the space character you have 2. So this 2 gets printed as the second element of the list. Okay, and in between here you add the space character between welcome and 2. Now here you have space character again between 2 and Python. Okay, 2 has already been placed here separately, and onto the right hand side of the space character you have Python that will be kept here separately as a third element of the list. Then between Python and class, here you have the space character. So this space character will be splitted from the string from this particular position. Onto the left hand side, already Python has been placed separately, and onto the right hand side of the string of onto the right hand side of space character, you have class that will be kept here as the fourth element. And when you compute the length of a ln of a, then you get 4, because inside the list you have four elements: first, second, third, and fourth. Okay, you have these 4 elements. So welcome to Python class. Then next, another I wanted to show you, that is, here suppose you have this str1 is equals to a string value welcome to Python class. Now here a is equals to str1 dot split. So this particular character e, it will be splitted from this entire string. What will happen? This character e will be splitted from here. Now onto the left hand side of e, what do we have? W. So w will be at first taken here. Okay, then onto the right hand side. Onto the right hand side of E, what do we have? LCOM. It will continue. It will continue until and unless another E is not found. So until and unless another E is found. Okay. So onto the left hand side of E, you have only this one character W that has been printed here as an element, first element of the list, because split method returns a list. That's what we know, and it will split the character e from the string. Onto the right hand side of character e, what do we have? LCOM. It continues until and unless the next character e is identified. Here you have the next character e identified. So between this e and this e, this particular the LCOM shall be taken as the second element of the list, and shall be printed here, LCOM, because this is occurring between the two E's. Okay, and this E is gone, this E is gone. Okay, now once this E is gone, after this E, it will start looking for the next characters. So T O P Y T H O N C L A S S. It continues to look for another E. Did it get another E? Any third E did it manage to find? No. So this entire thing TO2 Python class shall be taken and shall be printed as the third element of the list. And how many E's were there? Two E's that have been removed here. Okay, already for the second E, before this, already for the second E, just onto the left hand side of it, LCOM was already separated out and printed as the second element of the list. Now it will look for the next E that occurs after this E, and it continues to look, it couldn't find, so this entire thing up to the end of the string shall be taken and printed as the third element of the list. So that's why here you see I have written what, print a comma type a comma alien of a. So print a, that is the list, a is returned here. Then type a, what is the type? Type is definitely list, isn't it? And what is alien of a? Length of a, three elements. How many number of elements inside the list? Three elements, so you get three here. Okay, then the next one is a is equals to str1 dot split, and within the split method I am mentioning this designated character capital W. Capital W has occurred only once in this inside the string, that too at the very beginning. So in this case, when it finds out the designated character at the beginning or at the end, then the character will definitely be splitted out from the string. And when printed, then a blank space appears. This occurs whenever the designated character is the first character or the last character. In that scenario, it occurs. So here you will get a blank space, and inside this blank space is for this particular first character, capital W, which has been splitted out from the string. And after this, it will continue to look for the next capital W. Here, no capital W, 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 nothing. So ELCOME to Python class, this will be entirely printed as the second element of the list. And when it prints, how many number of elements you have got inside the list? Inside this list, two types of elements. And what is the type? Type is the list. As I have printed here, print a comma type a comma alien of a. Then a is equals to str1 dot split s, small s. This small s occurs where? This small s occurs here once, here twice. And before this, anywhere else, any s? No s. No s, no s, no s, no s. Here s has occurred, and here again s has occurred. So the last two positions, you have the designated character s. So what will happen is, from here to here, it will be taken as your first element. Welcome to Python CLA. So welcome to Python CLA. And since the designated characters are the last two characters, so one blank space for this one blank space for this one. So one blank space for this particular S, and one blank space for this particular character S. Okay, that is for this last s. So two blank spaces for two s's. Okay, here one is for this, you have blank space, and here one is for that, you have your blank space here. And like here, the blank space, even if blank space inside a list is considered as an element, so how many elements we had initially here? One and two, and hence the total number of elements was printed as two. Here, how many elements we have got inside the list? One element, then this blank, so that is the first blank here, and then this blank also is taken as an element. So total there are three elements inside this list, and that's why ln of a, length of a, it shall give you here three. And what is the type of a? Type of a is nothing but your list, and a has been already printed here. Welcome to Python CLA. Then there's two blank spaces. Okay, you can just run this cell. Then you have something known as split lines method. Split lines method, what does it do? This method splits the string from the new line character. So again, take your variable str1, is equals to, here you have multi-line string. For multi-line string, we know we can use these triple quotations, triple quotes here at the opening, triple quotes here at the closing. Within this, you can place your entire string in multi-line statement like welcome all. Then in the next line, we are covering Python class. Then in the next line, appreciate it, and then in the next line, enjoy the day. So here between this particular first line and this particular second line, you have a new line character, because inherently whenever you're going to the new line, the next line, then that's how it takes. Okay, that is this backslash n. This backslash n represents for new line character. So between this particular and this particular, you have a new line character. Then again, between this particular statement and this particular statement, in between them, you have a new line character. Then between this particular line and this particular line, here you have also a new line character. So this new line character, it will be splitted from the string, and accordingly it will bifurcates whatever is before this, whatever is after this, as separate elements of the list. So welcome all. Then internally you have a new line character, after which you have we are covering Python class. So internally here you have internally here you have backslash n. Okay, internally just delete it, no need to give it separately. So welcome all will be taken as an element of the list, and after that the next line, that is we are covering Python class, will be taken as the second element of the list. Now we are covering Python class, after that also you have internally a new line character, that's why we are getting appreciated in the next line. So between we are covering Python class and appreciated, there is a new line character. So this new line character, with the onto the left hand side of new line character, already this has been splitted as the second element of the list. And after the new line character, here you have this appreciated, this will be bifurcated and taken up as the next element of the list, that is as the third element of the list, which is appreciate it. Then between after appreciate it, internally you have a new line character here, that's why we are getting enjoy the day in the next line. So between appreciate it and enjoy the day, you are here internally speaking, you have a new line character. Internally it checks as backslash n, no need to give it as separately. So already before the backslash n, this particular thing that occurred, string value, it has been taken as the third element of the list and has been printed. And after backslash n, whatever appears, that will be taken as the next part and will be bifurcated as the next element of the list. So enjoy the day, it becomes the fourth element of the list. So welcome all, it becomes the first element of the list. We are covering Python class becomes the second element of the list, as you can see here. Then appreciate it, it becomes the third element of the list. And enjoy the day becomes the fourth element of the list. Okay, then next here you have join method. Here you have join method, it returns a string after joining a list's items with the designated character. So for join method, here you have to provide a list, and inside the list you have list elements or items. And the join method, what it will do, it will basically join the designated character with the elements of the list, and then shall return you a string. So for example here, a is equals to, and inside this here we have a list. Square brackets means within here, square brackets means you have a list. Inside the list, what are the elements? Welcome to Python class. So welcome is the first element of the list, 2 is the second element of the list, Python is the third element of the list, class is the fourth element of the list. So if you do print a comma type a, then this entire list will be printed. Welcome to Python class. What is the format? Class list. What is my output required? Welcome to Python class. This should be the output required. Welcome to Python class. That is a string value you require and not a list value. Okay. So how to do it? Print, then inside the print statement, you give this space. Inside this single quotes, you give this space character, then dot. Dot method, dot operator you have to use because I need to access the join method. So join, then inside the join, you have to pass a list. And what is the list? List here is nothing but a. So welcome to Python class. will be passed here, and join will do what? Join, it will join the elements of the list with the designated character. So these are the elements of the list. Welcome to Python class. So these all will be joined with the space character, because that's what I mentioned here. Here I have mentioned the space character. Space character will be joined between the elements of the list. So between welcome and to, that is between these two first elements, space character will be joined between these two elements, between welcome and to. The space character will be joined, so you get welcome to. Okay. Then between the second and third elements of the list, that is between to and Python, space character will be joined. So you will get to space Python. Okay. Then between the third and the fourth elements of the list, space character will be joined again. Okay. So between Python and class, you will have a space character joined. Between Python and class, you will have a space character joined. So altogether, when you print it, you get this welcome space to space Python space class, and that's what I get here. Welcome to Python class, where between the elements of the list you have the space character. Now, if I give something like this, print, and then here, do you have any space? You don't have any space, just single quotes. But compared to this, if you compare to this, here you had space, here there is no space, just these two single quotes without any space. So dot, then dot, join, and inside join you pass the list. That is this particular variable a, where you have the list. So the elements of the list will be joined to each other without any space. Without any space character, the elements of the list will be joined. And that's why you see when you print this, here you get the output. You see, welcome to Python class. Here there is no space between either elements of the list. Okay. So all these elements of the list have been joined to each other without any space character, and that's why you don't get any space here. So you just run this. Now suppose here you have another str1 value. Str1 is equals to welcome asterisk to asterisk Python asterisk class. Something like this you have. Okay. So how many asterisks you have? One, then two, that is here, then three. And what is my output requirement? Output requirement is welcome to Python class. Welcome to Python class. So a is equals to str1 dot split. Inside the split method, I pass this character asterisk. So at first, what will happen? Split method, what it does, it splits the string from the designated character and it returns a list. So it will split method will split the string, this, that is this entire string, from this asterisk character and shall return a list. So a will be a list. So print a comma alien of a comma type of a, if you do, then at first you get a list, welcome to Python class. And what is the length of this list? 4, because there are 4 elements inside this list. First element, second element, third element, fourth element. Okay. And what is the type? Definitely it's a list. And how did it perform? Like, for example, it's looking for the asterisk character. Here it found the asterisk character. So in case of this asterisk character, what it will do, whatever appeared before this, if there are no asterisk characters occurring onto the left hand side of this asterisk, here you have an asterisk character. Before this, do you have any asterisk character? No. So before this, whatever it found, that will be splitted up and taken up as the first element of the list, which is nothing but your this word welcome, which is taken up as the first element of the list. Then after this asterisk, it will look for the second asterisk, and it got the second asterisk here. So between this first asterisk and this second asterisk, in between these two asterisks, you have this word two. So 2 will be taken up, and 2, this word 2 will be splitted from the string and will be taken up as the second element of the list. So here it appears as the second element of the list. Then between this after this asterisk, it starts looking for the next asterisk. So it found the next asterisk here. So between this asterisk and this asterisk, here you have this substring, which is nothing but this word, that is Python. So this Python will be splitted up from here and will be taken up as the next element of the list, that is as the third element of the list. Okay, and then after this asterisk, it starts looking for the next asterisk. So it continues to look here, couldn't find, here couldn't find, here couldn't find, here couldn't find, here couldn't find. So up to the end of the string, it couldn't find any next asterisk. So whatever is found up to the end of the string, that will be then taken up, splitted, and then taken up as the next element of the list. And class, that is this word class, is taken up as the fourth element of the list. So that's why you have total how many elements inside this? 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay. So A is a list that we got here. A is nothing but your list. Now I need to get this statement, welcome to Python class. This is a string value ultimately that I need to get. So what do? I give this space character inside the single quotes. Inside the single quotes, I give the space character, then dot operator. Besides this dot operator, I give this join method. Inside the join method, I pass the list. So this entire list, that is welcome to Python class, it shall be passed here inside this join method. And what will happen? All these elements of the list will be joined with the space character. So welcome will be joined, to will be joined, Python will be joined, class will be joined with the space character. How they will be joined? This space character will be joined between welcome and to. The space character, it will be joined between welcome and to. Then the space character, then again the space character will be joined between to and Python. Then again the space character will be joined between Python and class. Okay. And if you run this, and we are storing this inside the variable b, and print b comma type b, here we already get our required string output, welcome to Python class. And what is the type? Class string. Okay. Now here suppose you have a requirement, str1 is equals to welcome to Python class. Welcome to Python class. This is a string. Now what do I require? Welcome asterisk to asterisk Python asterisk class. This is what I require. So what I will do here? What I will do here is, first of all, print print. Now what can I do here? Uh, Inside this given string there is no asterisk, and in my output what do I require? I require a string output only, but there it shall have this string. There it shall have the character asterisk. So first of all, let me place this character asterisk. Okay. Dot join. Dot join. Okay. Inside the join method, what I have to do? Inside the join method, I have to pass a list. Do I have a list here? I don't have a list here. So what to do here? Now str1 dot split method I can use. Okay, split method I can use. Split method will do what? It will return you a list, split, and then these two brackets. So what will happen here? str1 dot split, here inside the split method I have not mentioned any designated character. So by default what will it do? The split method, it will basically split this string. The split method, it will basically split this string from what? From the space character by default. So ultimately what will happen? Ultimately inside that you will have a list. Inside this list you will have this thing only. That is, if I copy and paste here, then this is what I will get. This is what I will get inside here. Inside this, inside the join method, I will get this list, because str1 dot split will ensure what? The split method, it will split this string. The split method, it will split the string from the space character by default, because I have not mentioned anything here, and returns a list. So inside this list, we'll have these elements, welcome to Python class, because welcome, between welcome and to you have space character. Okay, so before the space character you have the word welcome, and no space character before that, that is before welcome. Here you have the first space character. After this welcome, here you have the first space character. Before this, any space character? No space character. Before this, whatever you got, that will be basically taken up, splitted, and taken up as the next first element of the list, which is welcome. After the space character, it will be looking for the next space character which occurs here. So between the first space character and the second space character, here you have the substring 2, and this will be splitted and taken up as the next element of the list, that is as the second element of the list. Then between this space character with this space character, it starts looking for the next space character and it gets the next space character here. So between this space character and this space character, it has found a substring here, that is your Python. So this will be splitted and taken up as the next element of the list, that is as the third element of the list. Then here you have the space character, and after that, any more space character? No space character. So whatever is there after the last space character till the end of the string, that will be taken up as the that will be taken up and splitted and taken up as the next element of the list, that is as the fourth element of the list, which is class. So this entire thing is available inside the join method. Now here you have asterisks. Join the elements of the list, join the elements of the list with this character asterisk. So between welcome, all these elements of the list will be joined with the character asterisk. How will that happen? Welcome, between welcome and to, asterisks will be joined. Between to and Python, asterisks will be joined. Between Python and class, asterisks will be joined. And if you run this cell, here you get your required output: welcome asterisk to asterisk Python asterisk class. Okay. So that's it for this class, my dear friends. If you've liked this, you can give the like, share, and subscribe button and hit the bell icon for notifications. And thank you.